This land is my land. From California to New York Island.
That right there is a video taken in Portland, Oregon yesterday, a beautiful, peaceful city that Donald Trump is trying to rip to shreds, as Democratic Senator from Oregon, Ron Wyden, writes. And he posts this in response to a photo that was taken by these right-wing MAGA influencers who were given access to the top of a building where Trump has positioned snipers to point their weapons directly at peaceful protesters below. And these influencers are like celebrating like this is like Disneyland. Senator Wyden goes, assuming actual local news outlets like OPB, the Oregonian, Willamette Week, Oregon Capital Chronicle, the Portland Mercury, and others would get the same rooftop reporting access as these right-wing influencers. I mean, just look at what a mockery I think they're making of our country. And there's sniper weapons being pointed at people below, peaceful protesters. Meanwhile, Donald Trump's TikTok account, the official White House account, was posting things like this yesterday. And they literally said, the White House just posted this from Team Trump. Donald Trump is making it rain, as though this country is so rich and all the American people are making all of this money when we see all the terrible economic indicators. Also, the official White House accounts posting videos yesterday of like AI sombreros. This is their messaging when it comes to the shutdown. No wonder Americans overwhelmingly are blaming Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans for the Trump, Jeffrey Epstein government shutdown right now. We've been posting the data on the MeidasTouch network social media accounts that show how people's healthcare premiums under Affordable Care Act plans will increase if the Affordable Care Act subsidies are not renewed and extended. Have you seen the graphics that we've been posting? I'll just give you an example. If you look at MAGA Mike Johnson's district, that's Louisiana's 4th congressional district, a couple earning $82,800 a year is currently paying $541.92 with the ACA subsidies, which keeps the price down. Still, in my opinion, too expensive, but it keeps the price down. Contrast that to what the price will be in 2026 if the Affordable Care Act subsidies expire. It's going to cost $2,180.42 per month. That's an increase of $19,000 every single year, a 302% increase. Who's able to pay a $19,000 increase for their health insurance when people are struggling to get by right now as the cost of groceries are increasing, as people can't afford their rent or their mortgage payments if they're lucky enough to have a house? We showed some other districts as well. You go to Mike Lawler, MAGA Republican from New York, someone earning $82,000 a year, currently paying $511.58. They will be paying $1,633.08 per month. That will be an increase of $13,000 per year, or 219% increase every year. No one's able to afford that stuff. All right, so Donald Trump from the Oval Office also talking about bailouts because tariffs are bankrupting our farmers. So he refers to the bailout of farmers as, I'm going to do some farm stuff this week. Here, play this clip.
So do you expect to announce farm relief this week?
Yeah, I'm going to do some farm stuff this weekend.
He also refers to Portland, which I just showed you there. Peaceful city, beautiful city. He describes it as a burning hellhole. He goes, then you have a judge that lost her way. It's a Trump-appointed judge. He appointed her in 2019. And the federal district court judge in Oregon said that Donald Trump's description of Portland as a burning hellhole and war zone is untethered from reality. It's untethered from the facts. And that federal judge issued a scathing order and 2 separate restraining orders against the Trump regime from sending National Guard troops into Portland, Oregon. Here's what Donald Trump said. Let's play this clip.
Not under control. It's the opposite. And I believe they're afraid. They're scared for their lives. I believe that the Portland people are scared. You look at what's happened with Portland over the years. It's a burning hellhole. And then you have a judge that lost her way, that tries to pretend that like there's no problem. Actually, she's not even saying that. There's a huge problem in Portland. I'll tell you what the problem is: crime. Okay, crime. There's a huge problem in Chicago. It's called crime. And we want to put out the crime, and they want to inflame the crime. And why they want to, I don't know. But it could be that Pritzker is scared for his life.
I want to go over some more economic data with you as well. The United States manufacturing shrank this past September for the 7th consecutive month. As I've said before, we're in a manufacturing and construction recession. Also, the housing market, the worst since 1995. The job market, the worst since the Great Recession. According to Apollo, Bank of America's data shows that the labor market continued to deteriorate in September. And if you're wondering, why are we using Bank of America data? Doesn't the government do data? No, the government doesn't do data anymore. Donald Trump is using the government shutdown as a pretext to shut down the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Remember when Donald Trump fired the former Bureau of Labor Statistics commissioner because he didn't like the jobs report 2 months ago, which accurately showed that jobs were going in the wrong direction, the very wrong direction? Well, now the government doesn't publish inflation data. They don't publish Bureau of Labor Statistic jobs data. You may recall that last week we reported from the ADP private payroll data, 32,000 jobs were lost in the prior month. And then there was a downward revision the month before that of about 57,000 jobs lost from what was previously believed to be the case. But folks, Donald Trump and his White House, they keep on publishing all of the gold, how wealthy, how rich they are. This is Dan Scavino, the guy who runs Donald Trump's digital operation. He posts this video of all the gold in the White House here. This is a real video that they posted. Let's play it. Governor Newsom responded to that. No health care for the stupid peasants, but look at the Queen's golden office. Golden bidet not pictured. I love that Governor Newsom's just calling out Donald Trump unapologetically with moral clarity right there. Last night, Donald Trump was whining about Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl. Play this clip.
You know, there's the NFL just chose the Bad Bunny Rabbit or whatever his name, this guy who hates ICE. He doesn't like you. He accuses everything he doesn't like of racism. Do you think maybe we should just kind of entertain blowing off the NFL, like a boycott or something along those lines? This guy does not seem like a unifying entertainer, and a lot of folks don't even know who he is.
I never heard of him. I don't know who he is. I don't know why they're doing it. It's like crazy. And then they blame it on some promoter that they hired to pick up entertainment. I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Donald Trump continued his deranged and completely addled perspective that he saved Los Angeles. He put out the fires by turning on magical faucets in a magical border between California and Canada, which put out all the fires. What are you talking about? The fires were 100% contained, and then you dumped water from reservoirs in central and northern California onto the farmland, which isn't even connected to Southern California. You wasted billions of gallons of water, which isn't even connected to Southern California. And it was after the fires were 100% contained. By the way, in any normal times, that would be an impeachable offense, directing the Army Corps of Engineers to dump out reservoir water so you can say you turned on a magical faucet into farmland that's not even connected to the air. But what would be the plan even if it was connected? That the reservoirs are gonna sprinkle like a shower water onto homes? Like, the hell are you? What's even going on here? Like, you can't normalize this stupidity, and it's dangerous stupidity. Here he goes. We literally saved Los Angeles. Let's play it.
And we'll do it in other places that need it. We saved Los Angeles. I'll tell you, if you look, you know, we did this a few months ago with Gavin Newsom in Los Angeles, and we saved it. That place, it would have burned to the ground. And the head police person in Los Angeles said, if they didn't do this, we wouldn't. They totally lost control. By the way, 2 weeks later, he was saying, no, they could have done it themselves. Is the old story. But we literally saved Los Angeles from burning to the ground, along with the other half that burned to the ground because Newsom didn't have any water. But anyway.
Here was a notable moment from last night as well. MAGA Mike Johnson, isn't he just spiraling? MAGA Mike Johnson says that he would accept Hakeem Jeffries' invitation to debate on TV. He goes, but he's already cleaned Hakeem Jeffries' clock. By the way, I think Hakeem Jeffries is actually doing a good job going on the offense right now and calling MAGA Mike out and saying, let's debate in public. Let's do this in public. Here, play this clip.
Hakeem Jeffries challenged you to a televised debate, which I would watch. Yeah. Are you considering that?
Yeah. No, here's what's happened. Hakeem is the Democrat leader in the House. He's flailing. The House has done our work. We already had this debate. We did it on the floor. He came down and debated it a couple of weeks ago, and they lost. We passed a bipartisan short-term CR. The show is in the Senate, in the other chamber right now.
Right,
the last thing I would do when he's polling 13% is give him a big platform. We would clean his clock, but we've already done that.
Okay, so you would do it, but you're not going to right now. You don't want to give him the platform. Just quickly, because I've only got a couple seconds.
More whining from Donald Trump. He's posting, Democrats have shut down the United States government right in the midst of one of the most successful economies, including a record stock market that our country has ever had. This has sadly affected so many programs, services, and other elements of society that Americans rely on, and it should not have happened. I'm happy to work with Democrats on their failed healthcare policies or anything else, but first they must allow our government to reopen. In fact, they should open our government tonight. Do you see how desperate he is? No one believes what you're talking about, Donald. We all know that you want to destroy people's health care and get rid of it. If you wanted to fix it, then just extend people's Affordable Care Act subsidies. And also, your first term, you said that you were going to roll out a health care plan that was better than Obamacare, but you needed 2 weeks. It's been 9 months into this regime again, no health care plan. So what's your plan? What's your plan? My plan would be universal health care. I think that's better than the Affordable Care Act plan. But what's your plan, Donald? You don't have one. All you want to do is destroy, and it's pathetic. And you're turning the United States into like what we see in red states. Like Texas and Florida lead the entire country in financial distress. Yep, the Lone Star and Sunshine States top the list with the most people on the verge of bankruptcy right now. Is that a big surprise? It's not a surprise. But Donald, why don't you go check that tariff shelf? Don't you say you have $17 trillion on a tariff shelf? Isn't that what you've been telling us? That we have all this money and we're so rich because of all of your trade deals? $17 trillion, right? Where's the money? Where's the money? Because here's what Caroline Levitt said. Here, let's play this clip.
We are $37 trillion in debt, and the government is not receiving any cash. So someone has to look at the balance sheet and be good stewards of the American taxpayer dollar. And layoffs are an unfortunate consequence of that.
First term, for example.
Well, as I'm telling you now, this administration is focusing on checking the balance sheet and ensuring we're doing the right thing by the American taxpayer. And again, these conversations about layoffs would not be happening in the White House today if not for the Democrat shutdown. And they have a choice to change that. They have another opportunity tonight to do the right thing to reopen the government.
We'll do another video this morning on how a federal prosecutor in the Eastern District of Virginia has found no probable cause to prosecute New York Attorney General Letitia James. That federal prosecutor will likely be fired as well for not fabricating charges. We'll cover that this morning. Watch out for another video there. And we'll keep you posted every step of the way of what's going on with this regime. It's probably worth noting as well, too, that with all of what Trump's doing with the FBI and ICE and putting them all on like factory workers and putting them all on like people in Home Depot parking lots, they're taking them off of actual drug dealers and sex traffickers and really bad people. Anyway, let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million, and thanks for watching. New Midas merch. Head to store.MeidasTouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.